So hello and welcome to a film Mixologist, the place on the internet thingy where certain things have to come to an end. This is the last Holley carburetor that I am going to rebuild in, well, this current shop basically, because now from the time I finish this build I need to start packing all of this shop away, demolish this building that I'm currently here in preparation for the new shop, the new building. So therefore this is going to be my last carburetor rebuild for a while whilst I kind of do other things. So let me start by kind of showing around kind of what we've got here, and I'm hoping that this will be a quick rebuild because I really need the time to, well, pack away all my shop and do all the bits that I need to do. So let's have a look what we're working with here. Okay, so this is our kind of Holley Marine kind of 4-barrel carb, and straight away, well, I don't know if you can see, but the shafts actually move freely, but both of them, they're a bit crusty, but they're kind of sort of okay. One of the things I notice is that the idle mixture screws here might be a little bit, I don't know if they are too far out, so that's never a good sign. The other thing that I notice is that the choke is not returning, so I presume this is broken, so that would need attention. There is one good sign here. If you look at this lever here, it's quite shiny. And the fact that it's shiny tells me that probably there is something new in there. So now what I need to do is get some tools out and try to kind of tear this apart. However, one thing that I'm going to show you is that this model has some really weird screws that I've only seen once in another Holley carb. I'll show you in a little bit once I finish the disassembly process. Okay, so we had the kind of deconstruction process. So now I'm going to show you a bit kind of what we're working with for this unit. So we got, you know, good things and bad things as with every rebuild. I'm going to show you a couple of things which I said before about this kind of bolt screws that are kind of spring loaded for some bizarre reason that I honestly cannot understand who did this. But apparently these units came from the factory, so I'll show you a bit closer up. So these were the screws that came with the Carb, and as you can see, they are like a screw bottom with a kind of spring and this goofy cap here. Incidentally, I don't know if you noticed that they were kind of a bit damaged and they weren't coming out. So what I had to do is I got the Dremel, where when you've got like one of these like Phillips type screws and they don't come out, what you do is you cut them like this with a Dremel, and therefore you put a flat screwdriver and you take them out. I had to do the same with this one's the secondary kind of throttle shaft. Look at this one. This one is in a right state. So this ones they obviously didn't survive the process. Generally the hardware is in pretty horrendous condition, so it all have to be chucked in the bin, except for this power valve. However, if you see here, it's a 4.5 power valve, and this Carb, I just looked in the manual, and it needs 2.5. So therefore, it's a good try, but not quite the right thing. Anyway, I've got a 2.5 power valve, and the rest is just, well, the usual kind of cleaning up and getting the unit kind of back up to scratch. Obviously, on normal time, I would probably do a lot of work with the throttle plates. Where are the primary throttle plates? They were knackered. Oh, here they are. Look. So these units are in not great shape, so I'm probably gonna just chuck them in the bin. And I've got new 109s. I've got, well, refurbished 109s, but I just do that because obviously time is of the essence, because of I need to finish building Holleys. And the other problem I had with this kind of springy kind of type units is that they were coming off. They were coming off like this. So I really don't understand this system, how this stuff came about. I'm just going to use normal standard bolts for both the fuel bolts, and we should be golden. So now what I need to do is I need to start the cleaning process for this unit, trying to assemble, paint, and, you know, get it ready to rule the waves again. Okay, so we're in a relatively good place at the moment. As you can see, I've got some of the units already kind of buttoned up or beginning to. So I've got the base plate. As you can see, this is in exceedingly better condition than when it came in. So I'll show you all the little bits that I've done and kind of how I've done them. So one of the things that was not working very well here was obviously this choke was like completely knackered, so this is not gonna go back. This is gonna go straight in the trash. And in its place, we've got a brand new choke coil here, obviously ready to be installed. Here, what we have is, I think you could see it there, 2.5. That's a 2.5 power valve, which is the correct power valve for this list number according to the manual. Fuel bowls, they've both been tested with my trusty kind of vacuum pump method, which I've showed in previous videos. And obviously, this now it's got a very good throttle actioning, and this is obviously free, so that's a good thing. So now what we need to do really is just kind of button this up and finish building it. So now, as you can see, this unit is buttoned up. The only thing left now is for me to adjust, you know, a few more bits, put a fuel inlet here, but what I need to do is I need to do all the painting, because again, a marine carb has to be painted, and you can see evidence in here that this carb had been painted black before, so therefore I am kind of restoring it back to its original color, so to speak. So that should work. Okay, as I said in the previous segment, it was time for paint, and here is the unit in pretty much all of its splendor. I have to say it turned out rather nicely. I'll show you a bit closer. Look at this. The really painting the marine carbs, that does give them quite a nice effect, I have to say, in terms of the finish, because it makes them look quite uniform. And obviously the choke is now actuating, which was a problem before. So actually this unit is ready to be, you know, packed and ready to be sent out for shipping, listing and selling, and installed in a boat and whatnot, whatever. things that I was thinking though, whilst I was doing this build, was that in the same way that I fixed this unit and obviously gave it a coat of paint, and now it looks like brand new, there is a bit of that's a bit of a risk really for boat owners in a sense, because everybody could get a car that's a bit ropey, not do very much to it, and just, you know, slap on some paint, you know, the Vice Grip Garage, you know, Craigslist rebuild, and then you end up installing something that looks good but underneath it's not very good. Obviously this one excluded because I've shown the process kind of from start to finish on how I rebuild it. So, but anyway, so just a kind of word of warning for those of you that are boat users when you buy this sort of units. So I want to thank you very much for watching this episode, for watching the stuff in the channel for such a long time. And as I said at the beginning of the video, this episode, this is my last Holley rebuild in this shop. So the next episode, hopefully I'm gonna come around and I'm gonna be at my new place, which is exactly right here. It's just gonna be a little bit bigger. So thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next episode. Okay, so given the fact that you're still here, I might as well give you a little one last look at the humble beginnings of Airfield Mixologist, kind of a behind the scenes job. As you can see, I always tend to work in this kind of aluminium piece, and that is my lighting setup. I've got two lights there, one light here. At the moment the workshop is a mess because I'm about to take everything you see out here, demolish this and just build a new one. What you see there is one of my fundamental tools, my blasting cabinet, my priced brochures. Those are Ford Motor Company brochures from the 60s that I've kind of put in a frame, a bit of kind of shop decoration, some bits that I also like to see in a mess. My workshop radio, Zenith Transoceanic. It's a really good unit. My pillar drill, which is, you know, quite important when you're doing this sort of stuff. My two air compressors, they're gonna disappear unfortunately, but one of them is I'm getting a new one in the new workshop, and this is my kind of towering inferno of parts. That's how I keep parts organized. And this is just a you know, family relic thing, but I keep it for kind of sentimental reasons. So that's the kind of behind the scenes kind of Airfield Mixology tour, and so thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode for more adventures.